Awesome. All right, I'm going to start recording. So you guys, I am not Hilari Courtney, as most of you know. I'm actually helping to host the call along with my business partners, Bree O'Gara, Kim Woyski, Peg Leibel will be on the call. She'll be joining us. And basically what we're going to do here, I'm going to mute the lines, but we are going to open this up because we want all your participation. Show of hands, who was at Celebration 2018 in Nashville? Yeah, all right. Got a lot of you who joined us. Awesome. So what we're going to talk about tonight.
Carrie, you delayed yourself. I mean, you muted yourself.
Okay, what we're going to talk about, sorry about that. What we're going to talk about tonight is takeaways from Celebration. I mean, there were so many of them. It was probably one of my favorite Celebration events. I mean, having it in Nashville was just awesome. It was like Vegas, right, with the country vibe. It was so much fun. I didn't want to leave. So what I want to do tonight then is just start with Bree. we'd love to hear your feedback first. I know you loved it and had an amazing time. What were some of your key takeaways that you could share with the group?
Sure. First of all, I just want to say, I don't want to be any disrespect when I'm done talking, but you're going to see me hop off because it's my kids' first day of school tomorrow, and there's 4 of them, and I want to be able to read to them and pray with them and do everything we do, and it's a bedtime. It's an hour-long process at my house, and they all have to be up at like 6:45 to 7. So I'm going to do my thing, go first, I'm going to hop off, but I don't want to be any disrespect to anybody, so that's what I'm doing. So just so you know. Loved Celebration. I haven't missed a Celebration since I've been in. It'll be 4 years November. Haven't missed a New Year's kickoff. Love these 2 big events. You know, my biggest takeaway, there's 2. One was kind of the general theme of the whole celebration was keep it simple. They just talked a lot with scripts and the new say, share, do. And it's just like they really want, I think, to really get through to us that anybody, I mean, any age, any background, any family status, anything can do this. They just, you know, if you don't know what to say, here it is. They just keep it simple, because coming from me, who loves the science behind the products and verbal vomited the first year and a half I did this business, everybody knew what undenatured whey was. Everybody knew everything about isogenesis, and I know Carrie and Kim are laughing because they heard it. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, Bree, like I love these events because I learned how to keep it simple and do it better and better and better and better. So it wasn't that it was bad, it was just there's better ways to do it. So that was my one big, huge takeaway, was kind of the general theme of the whole thing. Anyway, this kind of probably tops everything, was one line. There was one line that was said during the whole thing, and it was actually it was in the leadership meeting with Nick, the guy that doesn't have any arms and legs. Some of you may not have been there. It was only for directors and directors and above, but I just have to share it. So if you weren't there, hold on to this, because this was like one line that changed me forever. He said, now mind you, if you don't know who he is, he does not have any arms or legs. He was born that way. His story is incredible. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm going to butcher it, but it's like Nick Vajesic or something. Okay. So it's something like that. He has a book if you want to look him up, or on YouTube or whatever. But anyway, he said, I don't have to have arms to hold my wife's hand. I just have to hold her heart. And it just hit me like, we don't have to, you know, like, it hit me so much. Like we don't have to have, you know, all the answers. We don't have to have arms and legs to be able to help people, right? We don't have to have that. We just have to truly come from the heart. We just have to want what's best for their heart. Like that's really the best line of the whole thing. That's what I took away. And I just had to share that. That was my favorite thing. So I want to keep it short and sweet because I want all of you to be able to share. I wish I could stay on. It is recorded, so I'll go back and watch it. But say a prayer that we all get up at 6:45 in the morning and have sanity tomorrow. But thank you for letting me share. And I will see you guys all.
Awesome. Thanks, Bree. That was awesome.
Thanks. Yes.
Oh, you guys, I'd love to piggyback off that because that was actually one of my I would say Nick, and again, Vajicic, I think is how you say it, was one of my favorite presenters. I mean, we were bawling. I mean, the room was bawling. He was amazing. And the big message is, attitude is altitude. And what I love the most about him and what message he really sent was about loving people. And he loves others with all of his heart. I mean, I love that. That really resonated with me is how he loves people. The other big thing, I'll go ahead and just share my second piece, was to be bold in sharing the solution of financial wellness, you guys. I mean, we've been given this amazing gift of health and wellness, right? But one of our best products is our compensation plan. So the thing that really stuck out with me is the physical wellness and financial wellness is the complete gift of Isagenix. I mean, we know an extra $250, $500 a month could change the financial blueprint for a family. My why, and I know many leaders on this call, your why it doesn't change from the beginning, your family and why we're doing this and all the other reasons, but it just becomes more massive. One of my big whys is keeping families together. I'm coaching a young family right now that are having some financial difficulties, and that's a huge thing for me, that I want to keep families together. An extra $250 a month can do that. So, if we're not sharing the gift of financial freedom, people need that just as much as the physical solutions that we can provide too. So that was my big takeaway. Kim, would you share some of your takeaways? I know you loved celebration too.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Kim Waske, you guys. For those of you I don't know, I'm in Kansas City, but it'll be 4 years in October that I joined with Isagenix. So just like Carrie and Bree, I've attended every celebration and every New Year's kickoff since I've started. I'll never miss one. They're amazing. But this year was a little different for me. I had a 4-month, actually it'll be 5 months this week, with me at Celebration. So that's a whole different experience. I'm so glad he got to come because a lot of my team is not in Kansas City. So it's so fun to be able to introduce them in person to him. And that was amazing. I had my brother actually and his wife join me this year. So it's becoming more of a family experience for me. So it was extra special. My mom was also in attendance as well. So I wrote down several different things. And, there's a few things that stuck out. But we almost filled an entire arena. Just to be in those seats and look up, and it was darn near full. I thought that was so cool. So I know that was one of their big dreams, the Cougars, is to be able to fill an arena, and we did it. And so I thought that was really cool. Nashville's an awesome city. I think everybody had so much fun being in Nashville. They continue to tell us this time after time that if it's not right for the customer, it's not right for the company, you guys. That is so awesome. They care about us so much. And I thought it was also really cool. They've expanded on the rank advancement bonuses with the path, I think they're calling it the path with purpose, the gifts. And they kind of somehow were able to figure out that our love language is gifts. And so they're giving us extra gifts now just for rank advancing on top of cash. I just thought that was so amazing. Bree and Carrie both mentioned it, but just the extra $250, $300, $500 a month can change families' lives. And so many people, I think they said 50% of marriages could be saved just by that small amount, you guys. So right now 85% of our business is product users, 15% is business builders, and Kathy's goal is to double that to 30%. So me too. I'm getting ready to make a Facebook post tonight. I'm going to, even though I've been doing this for 4 years and I got started kind of for the product, but I needed it for the financial opportunity right away. Carrie here had to let me go for my job. That's a whole other story. But anyways, so I am going to just be more bold with it, like Carrie said, and share that because it has blessed my family. I just had the baby and I get to stay home with him, you guys, and raise him. And so many other families are stressed financially. So that really hit home with me. Nick was amazing. I won't go into that anymore. You guys kind of said that, but And this company is doing everything they can to help us to keep it simple with the say, the share, and do. And that's so amazing. And all the different apps, you guys, you know, that they're offering us too. So we are truly blessed. I've never done network marketing until this opportunity. And I know a lot of people don't find their right home right away, but I feel so grateful that I did. And you guys should just be so grateful that you're with this company. So sorry, that was a lot, but I had some.
How awesome, Kim. And you guys, for anyone that doesn't know, Kim is my enrolling sponsor. And I'll tell you one thing, I am forever grateful to Kim. And something I say to everyone is, don't ever prejudge anyone. I mean, I was Kim's boss, you guys, and it would have been real easy for Kim to say, well, Carrie doesn't need the money, right? She's been with, this company for 25 years, and my husband worked there too. Yeah. And she still shared, of course, I blew her off about the opportunity initially, but it was literally 4 full days in. And then I was like, wow, this is amazing. And just started sharing organically. So, with that said, that first year, what pockets of my day, Kim, and we paid for my daughter's first year college education at Michigan State University. Yeah. And I'm telling you, that took such a financial stress off our family. I'm so thankful to Kim for sharing. And even back then, Kim, remember, you were brand new. I mean, you had just gotten started. She knew nothing. I mean, really, she knew nothing. And she was bold enough to share that with me. So I love you, girl. You know that. I love you. Awesome. All right. Who else would like to share? Again, we just want a variety of takeaways here. So unmute your line if you'd like to share. Hey, Jen DeWolf, not to put you on the spot, but she's got something awesome to share that she learned from Science Talks. She shared it on our team Zoom call last night. Would you mind, Jen, sharing that? And Jen, tell a little bit about your background too, what you do.
Sure. I have been a nurse for a long time, for the last 11 years, specifically in dermatology. So lots of experience there, but my brain works, science-y as well. So I just love all of the research and everything that goes into these products. So yeah, I definitely made the Science Talks priority to get to, and a lot of good things were out there. So yeah, a few of the big things that I took away had to do with some of the questions people ask, just because they don't know. One in particular is our FDA. So many people still, hang on the fact that, the FDA doesn't approve this. And they were very specific in telling us that the FDA, their job is to research anything that has the potential to be harmful to you. And isogenics does not fall into that category. It's not potentially harmful for us. So the FDA actually has no business being there. So that is first and foremost why we don't have and really don't need the FDA approval. There's a lot of other guidelines that we go by, but the FDA in specific is the one that everybody knows. That's, those buzz letters for everybody. But that's an easy way if somebody asks how to explain it. Also, they talked about, all the testing, even with the oils and all the products we've had this whole time, the third-party testing. There is a thing called first right of refusal that every big company has that they'll ask for when someone else is doing their testing, because they want to be able to approve what's going to be published. Isogenics actually does not have that. They did not request first right of refusal. So what is found by these third-party testers, it's up to them to publish it. So that's pretty big. That's it, all out transparency of the company. So that tells me right away, they believe in what they're putting out there because they know they want and assume that everything is going to come back great. And they say, publish it to everybody. Everybody should know. And they're also one of the only companies that is peer reviewed, and that those tests and the research is for public review and put into respected areas for people to look for that testing. So it's all out there.
That is huge, you guys. If that doesn't get you excited, huh? I love that, Jen. That is so awesome. And again, I missed that Science Talks. We had some overlapping. I think we had the leadership meeting. So I loved hearing that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Anybody else want to mute their line and give some of their takeaways and feedback? Would love to hear from you, Megan. Oh, yay, Megan.
So for those of us that were there, we were given Brendan Burchard's book, and he spoke to us as well. And for any of you who weren't there and you didn't get the book, if you go to his podcast, which is called The Brendan Show, and you go to season 4, he has loaded the entire book as an audiobook for free on his podcasts. So you can download those episodes because they're going to disappear soon. I am constantly in my car, carpooling my kids all over town. So I get a lot of my reading done by listening. So even though I got the book, which I'm glad because I can go back and write notes in, I've been able to listen to at least the first 3 chapters in the last day, just from driving around town. So for those of you that either don't have the book or you have the book and you haven't even opened it yet, go to the Brendan Show podcast, season 4, and you can download the entire thing, but make sure you download it because he said they're going to disappear. And it's really good stuff. It's really good content. For me, it has resonated because he's really talking about how it doesn't matter what your personality type is, what your strengths are, what your background is, and anywhere that you came from. But if you can really hone in on some skills and focus on those specific skills, and he totally maps it out for you, then you're going to have more success. So I think for any of us who feel like, I don't know, it's like I feel like I'm doing the right thing, and I'm listening to all of the talks and taking all the advice, and maybe I'm not achieving at the level that I want to be, then this kind of gives you some nice framework. So it just comes at it from a little bit different angle than some of the other things that I feel like we've heard before.
Yes. That is excellent, Megan. Thank you. I took note of that too. So I am definitely going to listen to his podcast and download that before it expires, like you said. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, Gwen. Gwen put a nice message out on the chat about the greens and fruits. Do you want to, I know you want to talk about that. And then Jen, I know you got some live footage on that, right? Gwen, you want to unmute your line and talk about what you learned?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I had asked him about that because he was saying something about the greens and fruits being used like a mask for your face to to help cleanse your face, and of course he talked about how beautiful he was because of it. So me being a massage therapist, I just thought about, I've used mud before to eliminate some pain out of the joints. And I asked him, and he said, yes, it would. So that was pretty awesome. And also with the tea tree oil, I'm on Gwen and Liddell's team here in Atlanta. And Gwen had mentioned something about putting a drop of tea tree oil and rubbing on the feet or whatever. And I've had a dislocated shoulder for the last 2 years that I've been working on myself, and the joint is so painful still, like every day, because I'm doing massage. But I use that one drop of tea tree oil and some carrier oil and put it on my shoulder, and it stopped pain immediately. It was shocking. And then the next day that I woke up, the discomfort that was normally in the joint that made it feel like it was still raw and just not heal, it was going away. And it's been like 2 days now. So that was pretty miraculous for me.
Wow, that's excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Hey, Jen, Gwen, if you can just mute your line again. I'm going to have Jen DeWolf on. Yeah, there you go. Why don't you talk about the video that the gal that was presenting the greens and the fruits?
Yeah, I did post it on the Team Empower page. So if you guys search a post for me, it should be there. But I wanted to meet Dr. Tony, being, when he said, put that on your skin, I thought, well, I need to ask him a few more questions about that. I'm not going to just put it on my skin and find out. So I sought him out and met him. But while I was waiting for him, his assistant gal, she was a doctor too, I didn't catch her name, I asked her, you know, what the concoction was, and she explained about a quarter scoop of the greens, quarter scoop of the fruits, a little bit of water to make kind of a paste so that it would stick on your face. And then she said it was up to you, but if you added a little apple cider vinegar, that would help that kind of penetrate your skin. I asked her to write it down. She goes, no, I won't write it down. Why don't you just get your phone out and I'll do a video for you. So I thought, great. I tried it just as she said, and it was actually surprisingly really nice. I mean, I expected it to be, but I also didn't know what to expect. And I will say I got, you know, probably a little pink and a little tingly while it was on. I think that was the apple cider vinegar though. So yeah, try it, you know, don't try it in the morning, try it at night, and not before you're headed out someplace important the next day, just in case. But I think my skin felt so soft, and it actually felt a little less puffy. So I really liked it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try that. Love it. Great little tip. All right, you guys, we've got a few extra minutes here. Anybody else want to share?
Hey, Carrie, it's Shay.
Hey, Shay.
Okay, so I wasn't there because I was taking my son to college, but I did do the live stream. And if you did not go, get the live stream, y'all, and check it out. But the one thing, and I missed if Bree or you talked about this because I jumped on a little late. I had a call before this, but I loved Lynn Hagedorn. Now I've been doing the business for 4 years now and everything, and on product for 6. But every time I hear the compensation plan, I always learn something different, a different way to say it or something else. And she shared visuals this time that were amazing, like printing out a copy of the tree in your back office for the person that you're sharing with. And that's something that I'm going to be using when I'm talking to a few people here in the next few days and showing them how much BV they have and how they can do it and how easy it is. But she just shared like 3 or 4 different ways to share the compensation plan. And I loved the new different ways that she did it, even though a lot of us know it like the back of our hands. There's always things to learn. Yeah. And so if you're going to the live stream, it's on day 2 in the PM, and it's at 47 minutes in is what Lynn Hagedorn is, because I wrote it down to share with my team.
Oh, awesome. Good tip, Shay. So one thing we're doing, the Michigan team next week, Thursday, August 23rd, we're actually going to have a celebration recap at my house. And we actually ended up buying Apple TV because last year what we did, we were downstairs with the big screen and we could only show one segment, right, at a time. So we opted to watch Peter Kelly, which was amazing. Well, this year the vision is, why don't we have 3 different TVs and then 3 different segments, and then the people coming can kind of pick where they want to go. We're actually launching the 100 Pound Club, class of 2019, so we could play that segment for those folks. So again, just really trying to, tailor it to everybody. Because you only have so much time in a given night. So again, if you haven't set up a celebration recap with your team locally, I would highly recommend you do that. Again, that's another mini event, especially for people that weren't able to go to celebration. They can bring guests with them too, let them see, meet your team, get a feel for our culture, and get to see, the actual live stream. So yeah, Shay, thanks for bringing that up. That's awesome. All right, we've got time for one more takeaway. Anybody else want to share? All set? All right, you guys, we're going to give you back 5 minutes. So thank you so much for joining the call. I did record this, so if any team members were able to get on tonight, we will have this recorded and they can jump on later. So have a great night, you guys. Thanks for sharing.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Carrie.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Yeah.